Jay, how are you doing today?
Great, Randy. Any day I get to come and talk money with you is a great day.
Yeah, I have people who say, let's talk money. Yeah, baby. Oh, okay. Well, there's plenty of people that want to do that, and that usually brings us to people talking about their 401ks and what they have and what they've set
Right.
aside. And
Right.
there's a lot of people. I mean, that's got to be probably the number one asset that people bring to you is I've saved in this 401k. Would that be an accurate statement?
Yeah. Back in the day, it used to always be the conversation that, oh, your number one asset is your home. You just don't realize it. Less and less, that's the case, right?
Yeah.
It's these 401ks that have grown to high six figures, many people into the seven figures. That's the biggest asset that they've got.
Well, it says here that Fidelity manages 50 million retirement accounts. That's not $50 million. That's 50 million different accounts. And they reported that there are 401k millionaires, but we always see this headline come in and out of the news. And actually, since the first quarter of the year, the 401k millionaire number has gone down. And that's what I want to address here. We watched our money go down in April, and then we watched it go back up again. And now we've seen it go bouncing all over the place. So people might be wondering, the market is now about all-time highs. Why am I not at all-time highs? That doesn't make sense to me. The market's recovered, but I haven't. So walk me through the math of all of that.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of things that are really going on here. So first of all, did you stick with it during those tough times, right?
Okay.
So that's part of it. I think if you dig into the weeds here and you're just like, well, the market's basically back where it is, but I'm still lagging. I'm not there. What did you do? Did you freak out? Did you sell some things? Did you not get back into the markets? Hey, look, I get it. It's tough. And April, back earlier in the year was a particularly hard time because we had back-to-back 5% down days. And, you're looking at 12 months worth of gains disappear in a couple of days. So not uncommon that there's changes made to the portfolio. But, if you are retired, are you also taking distributions from your account while it's down? Is it structured in such a way that you do not have flexibility in your plan to ride out times like we just experienced in the last few months? And this is a conversation we get into. You're going from work life to retirement. You're going from having a paycheck, accumulating wealth, wanting to grow that wealth to, well, now I've got to make my own paycheck. Now I've got to be able to structure this somehow. There's a lot more going on. The complexity has ratcheted up a lot. And it can be hard to make sure you're putting all the right levers in the right positions to make it happen.
We talk about this whole idea of buckets of money, and you've got your bucket of money, and then we talk about the leaks in your bucket.
Right.
One of them is going to be taxes. One of them is going to be the markets. One of them is going to be fees. But probably the biggest hole in your bucket is you.
You can say that. I won't say it. You can say it.
You are taking money out of your bucket every month, and that is a whole different ball game when it comes to retirement. You're putting money in. All these years you're working, you're taking money out when you get into retirement. And the math of it is odd because if you had $100,000 and the market went down 50%, you'd have $50,000. The market goes back up 50%. You'd think you'd be back to normal, but you're not. You're at 75,000, aren't you?
We're working with a lower base, right? So we're going to have a bigger return on a lower base. And I think the point of what you're getting at here really is the distribution of the wealth that you've accumulated is a process in itself, just as much as the accumulation of it was a process, right?
Okay.
You had to be disciplined and save and invest the right way. The distribution of that wealth should be the same way. And a lot of people have heard this analogy, but it's perfect for what we're discussing here. If you look at the people that summit Mount Everest, right? It's a bit of a tourist industry, it seems now, as a lot of people can go and do it, and something to strike off their bucket list. Seems pretty cool. It's a bit dangerous, right? But it seems pretty cool to do. This is the interesting thing. You think about summiting Mount Everest, and I've really got to pay attention while I'm climbing this mountain. I don't put a foot the wrong way, and I'm doing whatever the Sherpa tells me, however it works. I don't know how it works. I've never done it. But we're wanting to get to the summit. And now we're at the summit, and we're like, great. I've made it. I'm out of danger. The danger has just begun.
Yep.
Because more people die coming down from Mount Everest than they do going on the way up, because they think everything's behind them, they don't have to worry about anything now, when really that's where most of the danger occurs, most of the tragedies occur. It's really the same like that with our money too, is that everybody is paying attention, or most people are paying attention to the accumulation of their wealth, investing it the right way. I want to make sure I reduce my debt, invest, sacrifice things now so I can have a nice retirement. And they get to retirement and take their eye off the ball, and it falls apart.